All right, hello everyone. This is Nancy Rebecca, and I am a registered nurse. I work as a full-time clairvoyant psychic healer and teacher of intuitive and psychic development. So, I've been doing this series since January on the dynamics of the human energy field, and today I'm going to be talking about your life path and purpose. So, when I work with energy fields, I work a little bit in a different way. You see, as a registered nurse, I worked in intensive care and I worked in hospice. I was also accepted into the University of Washington in their physical, kind of human physiology program. And then I ended up having my out of body experience, which turned my world upside down. As you've heard me say in other videos, I was suddenly sighted, meaning that I could see my own spirit. I could see my body when I left my body, but then when I came back, I could see energy fields. So I became curious about that and how the energy field impacted the human body, and your human experiences impacted your energy field, because after all, you are a spirit having a human experience here on earth. So if you are new to this channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also click on the little bell so you get notifications. I do release a new video every week. So let's just place our hands right here on this area of our body. So you have your heart chakra, and then you have your communication chakra, your fourth and fifth. But right in between there is right behind your sternum is your thymus, and behind your thymus is this kind of little golden orb where your spirit has kind of encoded your path and purpose right there. It's just located right there in that little spot. So let me just kind of talk a little bit about our path and purpose and why we're here, just for the general practical purposes of entertaining your mind. If it happens to resonate with you and it's something you'd like to sit with and meditate on, then you can kind of take that in at a deeper level. But I am most certainly not telling you that any of this is fact. I'm just kind of basing it on the experiences that I've had in working with individual clients and students for 25 years now. So the number one question that when people come in to have a private session with me, the number one question that I hear the most is, what is my path and purpose? The second question I'm asked the most is about love relationship. But number one is people really want to know, why am I here on earth? Why did my spirit want to come to earth? And so that's what I'm going to talk here a little bit about. So one of the main reasons that Spirit has come through to explain to me why we are here as human beings on earth is for our spirit to move into our body and send our divine light all the way through our body, all the way through the earth's crust, down the 4,000 miles deep to the core, to really anchor our soul's light into the core of the earth. So basically what you are here to do is to bring heaven to earth, and you're like this, your human body is like this conduit that helps merge the two in your heart chakra. So that's the number one reason. So if you are here living on the earth in a human body, you are already fulfilling your life purpose. But the other big reason why you are here on earth is your spirit wants to learn how to work with the creativity energy of the body to help manifest on the physical plane. So like, for example, our body is a solid manifestation of our spirit. Now, a lot of times we don't appreciate our body. We may feel like we don't like the shape of our body. We might not like the color or texture of our hair. Maybe we wish our eyes were a different color or a different shape. Maybe we don't like how our mouth moves when we talk, or we might walk like a duck. Like, we can have all these little criticisms that we have for our body. However, it is your spirit that created your body. So I like to use that example of like a child who has at school learned to kind of shape a clay bowl, and then they got to fire it and got to color it, and then they get excited because maybe they're going to bring it home for Mother's Day or Father's Day. And as the parent, you kind of receive this item that's maybe lumpy or cattywampus, or it's out of balance. So to anybody else's eye, it might not look very pretty, but to a mother or father's eye or a grandparent's eye, it's like the most beautiful thing in the world. And you just take this precious item and you put it on the shelf to enjoy for years, and remind the child when they're married and have their own kids kind of bring it out and show it that it's precious, it's sacred. Well, to your spirit, it's the same way. It's like your spirit views your human body and your human personality as precious and as sacred, because your spirit created it. But your spirit's here also to help you learn how to maneuver energy, manipulate energy, work with energy, form energy to create things in your life. For example, creating a car or creating a house, creating a job, creating a relationship, creating children. So there's all kinds of forms of creation. Like, for example, I happen to be sitting in my living room right now, and I just purchased this house 5 years ago, got it at basement bargain price because it was considered condemned. And it's about 130 years old, which is quite old here in the Pacific Northwest. It might not be old compared to other places in the world, but have just really been involved in manifesting the house and then manifesting being able to restore it. So you can kind of see one of my creations as spirit that I ended up manifesting in physical form. So that's what our spirit wants to do, wants to learn how to manifest. But right now on the earth, it's like if we're manifesting that beautiful divine souls, we're anchoring it into the earth to help uplift the earth, to help kind of spiritualize the earth, and to bring the love of our being and infuse it and merge and unite with all the love amongst the trees and the rocks and the mountains and the skies and the rains and the waters and other human beings. It's like, it's pretty chaotic these days. It doesn't feel very loving, and it doesn't feel very unifying. And that can be because in the past, it's kind of like a child who needs to kind of learn how to roll over and then learn how to crawl before they walk. When you are learning as a spirit how to manifest or manipulate energy, to work with energy to manifest it in your life, you might be using that energy in ways that might be manipulating in other people's lives. So you're trying to manipulate others so that you get the outcome that you want. Or maybe you're vulnerable to others manipulating your energy to get what they want. So I've really seen, in the past, if I kind of look back spiritually over the last several hundred years, is that there's been a lot of manipulation of energy to try to learn how to work with it. And that's what we do. We learn our lessons when we're working with our energy. When you start to learn how to meditate and manage your own energy field, that's when you can really take off, when you can manage to manifest what you desire in life without anyone else's influence around you. And so that's what meditation really helps with, helps to really strengthen and ground your energy field, and to help you focus and vision about where you're going. And right now, we're kind of looking back, we're trying to blame others, we're thinking that the world is falling apart, but we want to manifest looking forward. How do we want our world to be? How do we want to move with our own energy? Who do we want to surround ourselves by that's going to help us to move forward and manifest our life in the way that really is uplifting, comforting, fulfilling, and joyful? And that seems really far away right now. So our life's path and purpose, we can have other people's energy on our life's path and purpose, and we can be on someone else's energy field trying to influence their life path and purpose. So the example, a very sweet little example that I like to give is like both of my children, I had ideas as a parent about, what they were capable of, what they weren't capable of, what direction I wanted them to go. And as a nurse, I was a firm believer in higher education. So I wanted them to get a bachelor's degree or a master's or a doctorate. I wanted them to work in the arena of higher education because I do believe that the more education, we can become more open-minded and think more globally. But I wanted them to feel successful and be able to support themselves. And so both my children, are adults now, and they both achieved higher education, and they both happen to be working in fields that required no higher education at all. In fact, it was my son who said to me, "Mom, why didn't you share with me about the trades? I love to work with my hands, and I love to work outdoors," and that's what he's doing right now. But I didn't provide him with that insight and knowledge as he was growing up, because in my mind, I wanted him to go to college. And so I didn't tell him about the trades, or maybe, one of them want to be a yoga instructor or a painter or a gardener or, whatever. But it was like, I had in my mind as a parent. So you can imagine my energy was all over their life path and purpose. But let me just flip that around a little bit. So when I had my out-of-body experience, I'd been working as a nurse. Yeah, my family thought I'd kind of lost my mind. I thought I had lost my mind. Nobody ever taught me about this stuff before. I never heard of metaphysics or the occult or spiritual healers. Never heard of tarot card readers, astrologers, nothing. So I was quite naive when this happened to me. But when I decided to quit my job as a nurse and do this work full time, yeah, you bet. My kids were not quite certain of that. They were a little embarrassed. They were a little uncomfortable. They weren't sure about my sanity. So you can imagine my kids were trying to place their energy on my life path to influence that as well. So I hope those two examples give you just a little taste of how we can influence each other's life path and purpose. So I'd like to guide you through a little brief meditation, or just kind of encourage you to go inside with your own spirit. So if you'll place your hands right here over your high heart, it's that area behind the sternum. You have your thymus, which helps boost your immune system, but your thymus really needs your spirit to move through to be able to, again, manifest in the body, manifest good health, and be able to manifest into reality your dreams and desires. And so right behind that is a golden orb of light. But yours might not be very golden right now if you have other people's energy on it. So first of all, go ahead and thank your body for just how beautiful it is. Thank your body because it is a spiritual manifestation of your soul. Open your heart chakra, send a little love to your own body. And now go ahead and say hello to your spirit and thank your spirit for all the ways your spirit has assisted you to manifest in life. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's try for a few moments not to have any judgment or criticism about your life and just kind of hold that gratitude. Beautiful. Now ask your spirit to help you imagine, use your imagination to create an image that's a source of grounding that helps connect you to the core of the earth so that you can bring your light down to help you manifest. So it can be a tree with roots, or a rainbow, or a waterfall, or a steel beam. I've been working with a blue DNA double helix these past couple of weeks as my grounding source. So just anything you want to work with your imagination, go ahead and connect your energy field to the center of the earth and allow your own soul to illuminate its light, infusing your whole aura and your body all the way 4,000 miles deep, and then just anchor your light there and begin to set your intention to let go of anything that blocks you from knowing your own life path and purpose. Don't overthink it. You naturally know what you're doing. Ah, beautiful. I can feel you all ground, and you just connected your grounding. And no worries if you're not sure if you're there or not. Just trust and have faith that your spirit knows how to ground through your body. All right, now imagine that little golden orb, and it's a little smaller than a golf ball. And use golden healing energy to begin to rinse off and clean off any cloudiness or crustiness or hard kind of glass type structure. Whenever I see hard glass, that's perfectionism. So you may have this kind of rigid, unbending energy around your life's path and purpose of perfectionism. So just allow that golden healing energy to rinse it off, polishing up your life's path and purpose to make it nice and bright so you can reconnect with it. Playfulness is your friend. Be playful, be light, be open-hearted. Be excited to reconnect with your path, your purpose. Now imagine this golden light of your purpose is in the middle of a large room. Look around the room. Do you need to clear anything that's in the room that's not your energy? Are there other people who have their energy on your life's path and purpose there? Go ahead and open a door and invite them to leave. Non-negotiable. Everyone needs to move off your life's path and purpose. And there might be energy cords. So you may have someone else who has a spiritual energy cord connected to your purpose, Or you may have cords going out because you don't believe you can manifest unless you're connected to somebody else's purpose. So let's just take another minute as you, on another level, a deeper level, clear energy that does not belong on your highest path and purpose. Beautiful. I can feel the activity as you're busily working in a very light-hearted way. If you find that there's some energy there that doesn't want to move off your path and purpose, then connect with an ascended master, a guide, an angel, and ask them to step forward and just help to move someone else's energy off or move that energy off. Allow the spiritual support to assist you. There you go. All right. Now, it may not be perfect, so no worries because you're just learning this. This is something you're experiencing, and you can start to do this every day to re-own your life path and purpose. So now, I want you to see if you can move your consciousness inside that golden orb. So within that orb, there's many, many dimensions of your life path and purpose. So allow yourself to move in as deeply as you are comfortable with and see if you can get a message or a sense about what your purpose as spirit is doing here on earth. Ooh, there was a big shift there. So now I'm going to invite you to move your consciousness back out again so that you can bring that message to your human body, to kind of bring that to a higher conscious level of awareness for you. So there you go. Now you've had the experience about where your life path and purpose is, how to clear it off, how to kind of really feel into your own path and purpose. Just remembering that this message I want to leave you with is that you must be a very evolved, awakened soul to even be able to be provided the gift of manifesting a human body. So let me just say that one more time. Your human body is a gift to you because of all of your developmental work as a soul. You would not even be able to have the gift of a body if you weren't already highly developed. And yes, you can create what we call the learnings in life, the lessons, through kind of this obstacle course that your spirit creates so that your body can move through and learn and be challenged and strengthened by your life lessons. Even when they're hard lessons or they're joyful lessons, it's all part of your creation. And so once you realize that you create, you are the creator, as you're aligned with the great creator, you're the creator of your life, the manifester of your life. Once you realize that, then you can really take responsibility for it, and you can be very purposeful and intentional about where you want to focus your spiritual light on your next creation and manifestation of your dreams and desires. So thank you all again for tuning in this week. Next week, I'm going to be talking about the concept of karma to see if I can just shed a little light on what that word means, kind of what the cultural beliefs are around that, as well as you can check in with my blog. I also do a Facebook Live event under Intuitive Mind every week. So please make a comment below. I love to go back and read your comments, especially when guiding you through kind of moving into that path and purpose area, what your experience was like, even if it wasn't a positive experience. I'd like to hear about it. I love your stories because then that helps me share those stories so that others, as they're learning, can relate. So go ahead and make a comment in the comment section below, and love to hear from you. And thanks again for tuning in. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great week.